Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to I'll Go Do tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marble Worldwide Podcast. I didn't even say the words. Woof. My name is Brendan.
I'm Commander Wolf.
And yeah, this is the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. I decided to cut out the first three words from that in the intro because, we got to keep it interesting, right? We got to change it up a little bit. If I just say the same thing every time without the messing up of words there, then it's just going to get boring. And we don't want it to be boring, because if it's boring, then people are going to start putting their hands in and messing with the marbles on the track, and at that point, then it's over, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we have a very different episode today for our audience. It's going to be a bit more serious, than we usually do. But first, let's try and keep it lighthearted for a bit. I think we should keep this intro short just because how much we're gonna probably have to talk about.
No, yeah. In all honesty, guys, we are gonna be going a little bit more serious today, which is unfortunate because I know you love all my raspberry rice puns and my savage speed puns. But we're not going to bring all of those today. Maybe in the intro a little bit. I'll savage speed our way into the news in the moment, right? But no, we're going to be a little bit serious today because there's a very serious topic to cover with a lot of aspects to it. Had a huge effect on my life, which caused a huge decision for me that was hard to make, harder than you might think. But in the end, really the main point is here is there has to be lines drawn in the world of marble sports. There has to be, because there has to be some regulation on what content can allow in marble sports and what it cannot, and where me as someone who hosts a podcast and WAF and just in general the fans and the community, how far they'll go and how far they won't go when it comes to content in marble sports. So we're going to be discussing all that today. It really been a very impactful week in marble sports in general, and on the JMR side as well. Some crazy stuff has happened at the event. So when we get through the topics regarding Fubeca, we are going to turn over to probably one of the craziest things that's ever happened in JMR history, in the history of the 2020 Marble League, in Marble League history. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, guys, we're going to wrap up the intro here as short as we can, and we're going to snowball our way into the news with Johnny Marble. Threw a new team at you there. So let's get right into that.
Marble Sports fans, I am Johnny Marble, and as always, I am coming to you for MSW. Welcome to episode 56. So to jump into it, event number 3 of Marble League 2020, the Funnel Endurance has concluded, and the results continue to amaze. The Minty Maniacs have achieved their second Marble League gold medal after a close battle in the first funnel. The Rangers took second, and in a return to form, the Savage Speeders took the bronze. On the other end, Mellow Yellow continues to do poorly with a 15th place finish. And while we haven't been given much attention, the Oceanics have continued to struggle, and are second to last overall, with Mellow Yellow behind by 3 points. It's a shame to see them performing so poorly, especially after last year. But hopefully, they can turn it around in future events like the Savage Speeders did here in the Funnel Endurance. Well guys, that's been the news. I've been Johnny Marble, and you have been the best fans in the world. Let's kick it back and continue on with the podcast.
are back from the news, everybody. Thank you, Johnny Marble, for another exciting news segment. A lot of things going on in Marble sports from both sides, from all channels, from all places, especially from JMR. We are going to cover JMR later in this episode, hopefully, unless we go on for hours about this first topic. But first, we're going to start with Fubeca. Yes, we are today. And unfortunately, I would love to sit here and be able to say that we're going to start with Fubeca talking about Glasscar and our excitement of the upcoming races. But unfortunately, we're going to be talking about something a little bit more negative than that. Recently, I'll just give everyone some background here. Recently, in race 2 of Glasscar, I believe it was in lap 19, to get specific, some people...
it was 16 and 25.
16 and 25, perfect. Right in between, right around 19, so I was pretty much there. In those laps, it was noticed by viewers of the video that if you looked in the right corner by the starting gate on that particular camera angle where you could see the starting gate, you could actually see someone's hand touching the marbles. Touching the marble. It's a marble sin. We should play a sound effect right now because that's a huge red flag. All right? Touching the marbles during the race. Absolutely unexpected. I never thought that Fubeca would be, what would you say, stoop that low or just be that ignorant or... I don't know.
I think ignorance is the better word, and we'll get into that more later. A lot of people, if you go to watch the episode Race 2, you'll notice that there are actually cuts, very obvious cuts in the footage where these things happen, and he basically edited them out. But if you go to the @WorldMarb Twitter, that's World MARB, they have some clips saved by some of the fans that show it unedited, so you can still see his hand touching it, just as the evidence. So it's there, and it's undoubtedly real.
Yeah, and it's a mistake. It's not something in marbles. It's a marble sports sin to interfere with the race like that. This is something that has actually caused me to step down as commentator for the channel. I will be doing one more week for them as a courtesy to the channel, give them time to find somebody else. It's just good etiquette when you're employed by someone to give them enough notice. But I will be stepping down from the channel, from president of the committee, from commentator, because of this incident, which is very dishonest in the world of marble sports. This may seem like a simple thing, and most people who are not really invested in marble sports will not see this as a big deal. They'll be like, because in honesty, let's step back for a second. Let's actually define what he did. He didn't rig the race. Right. A lot of people are saying, oh, he rigged the race, that kind of stuff. He didn't really do that. What he did was he interfered, and both of them are unforgivable. You can't do either of those in marble sports because if you interfere with the race, you are still pulling on the butterfly effect here. You were still doing something that just by even touching a marble and changing its speed by a minuscule amount, you were still creating a situation where maybe if that marble wasn't touched and even deflected even half of a degree of angle, it would have bounced this way and actually ended up winning the race, So you can't ever interfere with the marbles like that because you are interfering and causing a different outcome. And undeniably, definitely going to be causing a different outcome.
Yeah, and it breaks the immersion, because a large part of what makes it entertaining is that it's all random. While there are some actual physical properties for each marble that determine how each of them perform, ultimately it's mostly comes down to random chance. And so, and a large part of the fun that as we've said probably multiple times on this show at this point, it's that you can enjoy. It's so random that you can't really be upset if something doesn't go your way, because ultimately it's not it was there's anything that determined it. It just happened on its own. So, but now that I have a human interfering with it, that now means that the result changed because of them potentially, and that ruins a lot of the fun. And going back to the whole, the whole defining, was it rigging or it was definitely not rigging, because rigging by definition is altering something for the sake of getting a very specific result. All he did was he pushed the marbles in the back, and he gave an official statement about this. Basically, because of the races were being so long, there was a danger of lapping happening, and he said that he was worried that the leading marbles could potentially hit the marbles in the back, which would mess up their race unfairly. Because like in real life racing, whenever you end up lapping somebody or someone's slow, there's generally like a blue flag with a yellow line, if I'm not mistaken, that basically tells them, hey, you have to let them pass. So that way they can't interfere because they're just so far behind. But in marble sports, you can't do that. So in his mind, that's what he needed to do. Personally, I think that he should not. It should just be gone that way. But the reason for why, I think it has less to do with how long the race is and more to do with his track design. Because as a lot of people pointed out, like some of the curves and stuff, they weren't connecting all the way. Like they weren't connecting properly. There's a lot of gaps in places where like marbles could lose momentum and stuff. And so a large part of why some of those marbles were so far back was more than likely not just because of how long the race was, although 27 laps was a bit too long in my opinion. But I think another part of it was just like they were not made correctly or put together well, and so I think there's a bigger underlying issue than like the length of the races here. Now he says that he will make late races shorter so that this issue never happens again, but I don't know. Personally, it just seems ridiculous to me that like that this even is a thing that happens.
Well, actually, Woff, you brought up many good points that I want to actually address right here. Number one, the reason that the lapping was happening was because you had too short of a track and too many laps. Yes, the race was technically too long, but the real difficulty here was the track was too short, right? Like look at it this way. If you could have a same, like let's say you have a race of the same distance, right? And you have one track that covers that X amount of distance that's like, you have to do 4 laps around this track to cover the distance, and it's a really long track where it takes like a full minute to complete each lap. In that situation, you're going to get no lapping, probably. The chances of lapping in that are very, very small. But then you say if you cover the same amount of X distance and you have instead 20 laps instead of 4, but your track is a small circle, it's just a very quick circle, then obviously that's going to give a lot more chance for lapping. You very likely will have lapping. The problem here is that he made the track, and the track wasn't actually that bad made. I'm actually really impressed by the glass car track. It looks really good, in my opinion.
I think it looks good, but like you can, there are places where like
there are
they
a couple
weren't
gaps.
like,
Yeah, I agree. Especially where Penguin got caught up that time. But the
problem
that
was the worst.
But I feel like that was a cool little chaotic moment, kind of like when the Limers jumped off the course or something like that, or whatever in the one thing. But the track was too short to account for all 12 marbles on the course doing 27 laps. There was bound to be some lapping. Another thing I want to bring up here is I agree that there should have been no touching, no interfering. And you should have just been able to, first of all, it would have been an interesting kind of tidbit for the Glass Car series to have one race in which marbles lapped each other, because that's kind of exciting. That's kind of chaotic. And yeah, I know, on Fubeca's side, it's extra work for him to really have to look at the video and see which marbles were lapped and like what places they actually ended in because of the lapping and all that confusion that happens from all the lapping. But you have to be like, sometimes if you make mistakes like that, you got to put that extra work in. And I feel like his interfering was because he didn't want to have to deal with the extra work of dealing with the lapping. And he probably was afraid that a couple of people would have been upset about it. Instead of just letting it slide, letting marble chaos ensue, and then just changing the course for the next race. It was kind of, in my opinion, a bad decision, a bad quick thinking decision. But back to what we sorry, I just want to get through this. Back to the distinction I was making before between rigging and interfering. Rigging would have been rerunning the race is, of course, a huge example of rigging. Rerunning the race to getting results you want.
Right, exactly.
Or making a cut so that where you cut like a full few seconds out where you actually like really picked up a marble and put it like multiple places in front because you want that one to win. That's rigging. As opposed to interfering, which is just as bad because it's kind of like indirect rigging, because if you didn't interfere, that marble could have bounced a different way and ended up at first place, even from like 12th. Interfering is more like, nudging the marbles along to keep them moving faster, and it's like, you touch the 12th place marble to make sure it doesn't get stuck, and it's not like jump it into first place from that, but it's still like you're still moving and you're still interfering with it. And both of those things are bad because you get marble sports is about 50% about pretending the marbles are athletes. So it's kind of like in a real sport, if you I don't know, I mean, I can't even think of a point where like touching another athlete in a real sport would be different. But it's kind of like when if a referee, rigs the game by making calls that help the other team and stuff like that, or like indirectly make calls that always seem to lean one way or the other. That is like a sin of all sins in real sports. So touching the marbles should be a sin of all sins in marble sports if you're taking it seriously, like we do. So that's the difference there. He wasn't rigging, he was interfering, but still, in the end, it is not something that can be condoned in the serious world of marble sports.
Mm-hmm. And there's another issue with this, like, so, it's not as well known. Like, Fubeca did have an official association with some sort of betting site. So by interfering with the race, like, that can put him into some very serious legal issues. And because like we've seen races where marbles in the back could make some behind the like some ridiculous comebacks and win. So by giving that extra nudge, it could have ended up making a very big difference. It didn't this time, but it could have. And so like by messing with the results, that it messes with the betting, and in turn could get him into a lot of legal trouble. Yeah. So
And I'm not 100% sure if there's betting allowed on glass card. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know. All I've heard is that he does have an official association with betting. I don't know if it was with glass card specifically, but I know that there is potential issue here for like legal problems.
Yeah, and the thing is, glass car especially is the way the whole track is set up and the way the marbles are. It lends itself to comebacks from behind. Just by doing the commentary for the two races, I really noticed, especially out of the start, and then even later in the race, you'll have marbles literally moving up and down between 2nd place and 11th place throughout the race. I remember in race 2, Dragon's Tail moved up into 2nd and then all the way down to 11th by the end of the race. And so being able to move around that many positions where you go literally from first to last and then last back to first, like, shows that nudging a marble, I mean, and instituting that indirect butterfly effect that I was mentioned before is a big deal. You can really change the race and make somebody lose a lot of money even from that. So I'm surprised that he even went forward with that. I don't know, maybe there wasn't betting on glass car. But I guess he just thought he could get away with it. And it's just the fact that he touched the marble in the corner and he was hoping that nobody would notice, that it just kind of seems dishonest. And the big thing here is not that, this single one isolated situation is the worst thing ever. Like, oh my God. It's more that you don't know if he can be trusted in the future. You don't know if it was never brought up in the video about this. Like, I feel like people would have been more willing to understand this if he kind of like mentioned something in the video, talked about it in the video, put a message up explaining the whole thing with the video as it was happening or something, where it still would have been looked on as you still touched the marbles. You could have just reran the race with a different track or something, but it would have been more understood. But there was none of that. There was no explanation. It was just kind of happened, kind of like sneaky in the background, trying to get away with it. And you don't know if you can trust that in the future, and especially if you're betting on it, or if you want to, in my case, work with a channel like that. You don't know if that person is going to be honest with their content in the future, which is it's a problem. It's a problem that you don't see in a place like JMR either, where they're setting the example of everything being done correctly. There is no interfering, and any interfering causes a redo of the event, and everything has a rule and a way of dealing with a situation. So they're always proceeding in a manner of trying to keeping it as fair as possible for all teams, all marbles, all fans. And they're very transparent usually about these situations. Like, JMR is always very open to talk about how they're going to deal with a specific, hiccup during the events and stuff like that. So that's the difference I feel right now between the two channels.
The other issue is, like, now that we know he's done, like, it's totally possible that he did it during during marble circuits as well. Like, he was just better at hiding it. In which case, like there are several results that could have been vastly different now because of his interference, and it basically just changes the entire dynamic. Like, now I don't know if I should be excited or still excited for Pink Pearl's like incredible performance during because it's for all I know they could have lost, or if he did interfere there. So it's all just like and that's just the biggest issue that once you've broken the trust, it's hard to get it back, and it basically calls everything into question almost. This is bad. Like, man, I think I don't know about you, but I think what might end up happening, Brendan, I think this like I don't know if we'll be talking about Fubeca anymore on the in the show after this. Like, would you say that?
I don't think we can. I would love to, and I think we'll still keep an eye on their content and maybe like mention here and there like oh they're releasing this now. Maybe can throw it in the news as like if they're doing something different, but you can't. I wouldn't say like cover them as closely as JMR and in the future NASMARB or Hershey, MSPN. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out soon.
Yeah.
Happy
that. That'll be coming out at the end of this month. He says he's going to try. That's his goal.
So exciting, dude. So exciting, dude. So exciting. All right. Can I make that anyone clear? It's going to be so exciting.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know if we'll probably not even like before, like we would like, oh, we're definitely gonna cover the glass car race this episode, but I think that might not happen anymore just because if you've been a long time listener, you know I hate drama on this show. I like to keep this as lighthearted as possible with fake drama, like how the Wisps like knocking the equipment into the lane back in 2018.
Oh, I love the fake drama. The fake drama is my favorite part.
Fake drama is much more lighthearted, and I think this, for the sake of keeping the integrity and like the tone of the show, Fubeca will be talked about very little, if not at all. Going forward.
By the way, quickly to cut in here for anyone who's in the MSW Discord, the fake drama is really what I was trying to elicit when I started screaming about the mini maniacs and the Marble League being rigged. That was me trying to. It didn't come out well in the words and the typing, but my point was to elicit the fact that I was like, oh my god, how did they do this literal history-breaking thing? What are the odds of that? That's crazy. And just as me being like, I mean, obviously I don't hate the mini maniacs for real, but like I love pretending like I hate them as a team because it's fun. It's fun to pretend like you hate teams and you love teams because it makes you more passionate about it and you get into it more. So I love
the whole Limers trash thing. I don't actually hate the Limers. It's all for fun. I guess to move on. Like there is another issue that I think that with the whole thing. So basically, Fubeca basically sent out a response, but like how JMR is attacking him and stuff like that, and like how like they look back when they helped them when his channel was accidentally deleted, like to help sponsor them, and they didn't provide a community post or something like that back to help him with like Yella said he wanted to do. And admittedly, I think Dion has said some things to Fubeca through the channel that were definitely not kind. I think we've all come to that. But
that was a whole previous discussion. I think that was like 10 episodes ago where we went through all that because that wasn't right. See, like, listen, no one's perfect in that in that whole drama. Let's just.
But there are two things wrong with him bringing this up now. One, that was quite a while ago, so it's not really relevant now. And two, why bring it up now of all times? And it should become pretty obvious. For at least to me, it's pretty obvious that the reason he brought it up now is just because he's now in hot water and his reputation is basically in the toilet, and he's trying to now salvage it by redirecting the attention away from him to JMR instead.
It was an overall bad move. I mean, here's really the issue for me. I mean, as you know, I was as of yesterday the FMRC president. When this happened, I said to the guy, I said straight up to him, dude, listen, I don't know what you're planning on doing here, but I think it's best if you just released an apology and an explanation for what happened, understanding that, you know, you made a mistake here and trying to regain that trust with your fans, so at least retain some of the viewers here. And he said something like, okay, or I think that might be a good idea. Then next thing you know, his first post out is attacking JMR about something that may or may not have happened like 3 months ago. That whole drama we never really were clear on what exactly happened. Both channels had some problems there. Let's just say both channels did wrong things and blah blah blah. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it's so secret that like people are very like Dion is definitely is a loose cannon, and there are some issues there, and it's not like that. The thing is, he hasn't done anything wrong, but it's not exactly relevant to what's happening here. The worst I've seen is that he accused him of copying their content, and he was saying he was going to take legal action. But that's
he didn't. But he doesn't also turn around and then touch the marbles on JMR's side. They're at least honest about the content they make. I'd rather someone be a little bit difficult in relations with the other channels, but still make the fair content and correct content. So, I mean, it's more about the long-lasting trust too, because you really don't know whether he touched the marbles in other races, and like Waff said, he just edited it better that time. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that, and we don't know if he would do it in the future too, and just be like, okay, people were upset about this. I'm still going to do it, but I'm going to edit it better, right?
Even though he said that he wasn't,
right? Because think about it, the editing is in his hands. He could just be like, they're angry about it, so I'm just going to make sure it doesn't appear in the video. I'll edit it out, right? So and you could never and the way he makes cuts like 5 times every lap, you would never even know if that was just edited out, because, well, he makes cuts so often, it's kind of really hard to keep up whether we're really moving in live time and when we cut around in the race. I mean, so I would say that it's just a trust broken. Really coming back to this because someone made a comment about it in the YouTube for people who are wondering. But yeah, it's more about the trust broken there. And listen. One more thing I want to say here. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying don't go watch him, right? So for the people who commented in the chat and like the fans and stuff who really like Glasscar, which by the way, Glasscar looks really good. I'll give you that. I'm not saying go watch him.
Yeah.
Like, if
I
you
actually enjoyed race 2 before I was told about the hands. Like, I actually enjoyed that race.
I didn't even notice it when I was doing the comments, man. But like, I'm not saying don't go enjoy it. There are, based on the like, if you look on Fubeca's Instagram, there's a lot of like reposts of Fubeca's Instagram of other people who are evidently fans of his channel that watch and like show like them watching with their family, watching with their kids, watching with their friends, and they're all enjoying the thing, like just kind of like how on JMR's channel, but to a lesser degree, how like there's all the reposts. So, well, there are obviously people who are still affected by Fubeca's channel, affected and really enjoying it, and they may not be as serious as to really care about touching the marbles. They're more just like, this is something where they gather the family and watch the race, and they kind of care who wins, but it's more about just getting together and doing that together, and they're not like taking it as seriously. And that's fine, in my opinion. I mean, in the really inner marble sports community, where I guess the podcast would be a part of that, and more of the serious fans, marble sports etiquette is very serious. So doing something like that really breaks the trust. And I understand, like, and for me at least, and for WAF, it's not something where we want to cover something that's untrustworthy like that. But I'm not saying like any fan out there don't watch them, because it really is about how, first of all, what level of seriousness you take something like marble sports,
right? And
really whether, you know, because if you're there for the whole experience, like me, Waff, and some of the really serious fans, then you're not getting the whole experience at Fubeca, or you may not be getting the whole experience at Fubeca because of the dishonest action. But if you're there just because you want to see the marbles race and enjoy just that he also makes a decent looking presentation as well, and then it's fine. Go enjoy it. I mean, there's some people that are happy from his channel. Obviously, even though he's not succeeding as much as JMR, there still are tens of thousands of people who enjoy watching his stuff. So I'm not gonna say like don't watch it because we're upset about them touching the marbles. I'm just saying that if you're a serious marble sports fan who wants all parts of the experience to happen as they should be, then in the serious realm of it, this is not okay. That's all I'm saying.
And again, like he. Like, based on how he's reacted to all this, like, his character as a person is definitely questionable.
Indeed.
I'm not gonna claim that I know him, because I've never once talked to the man, and even if I had, it would have only been like a few interactions. I never actually met him. I don't know who he is as a person, so I can't say how bad he may or may not be. But just from what I've seen, from what I've heard, he is not the greatest person, and I think like. And while I'm a very forgiving person, I'm willing to give him a chance in the future. For now, there needs to be consequences for his actions, and for me, this is it. Like if he's gonna betray the trust of the fans and also lash out at people just for the sake of deflecting attention from himself, that just shows immaturity, and I don't want to, I guess, support that at all. I came to Marble Sports to get away from real serious drama. I just want to have fun, like turn my mind off. Like, all I care about is the marbles. That's all I wanted to care about.
No, and that's true. And I think that if you seriously do care about the marbles, as you say, then you would, and you're really getting into the pretend world of Marble Sports, then it seems even more ludicrous to touch the athlete in the middle of its athleteness, in the middle of its time it's doing its racing. Why would you touch it? If you're pretending like it's an athlete, then you shouldn't touch it. So I feel like, listen, if you're serious about Marble Sports, it's wrong. It's something that can't happen. You can't have this happen during the, you can't have it happen. You can't do that. You can't do that. I mean, how many other ways can I say it, right? So, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, if you're just casually watching, you enjoy the presentation, listen, I'm not saying everybody stop watching him now forever. He's a terrible human being. He's the worst guy. He's the Hitler of Marble Sports. Wow, that was a little too far. That's what I'm saying. He's not that. He's not.
Right.
Okay, he's just a guy who doesn't care as much. And if you care more about Marble Sports than he does, then you may not enjoy him. But if you don't care about Marble Sports as much as he does, you're kind of more super casual about it. You can touch the marbles. We just want it to look good. We want it to be fun, blah, 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 blah. Then it's not a big deal, right? So, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. From my perspective, guys, listen, I'm sitting here doing a podcast about Marble Sports. You'd imagine I'm probably pretty serious about it. This is something you can't really do in this world. So me and Waf are probably not going to seriously cover Fubeca as far as actually going through the events and the marbles, and more just kind of touch on them every once in a while if they do something different. It's up to you, is what I said. We're serious about it. We don't like it, but you might. So that's what I'm saying about it, right?
Yep.
Waf, any more comments regarding this? Any questions? Any questions from you guys? There's a bunch of people listening live right now, and if you guys have questions about what we're saying about this, use a great time to DM me on Discord or whatever. Do that right now so we can address those, because I think you guys might have some questions. Maybe we weren't clear about everything, and this is something where we want to be as clear as we can about it. So again, if you have questions, just send me a DM or Waf a DM so we can cover those now, and be super transparent about the whole situation and what we feel about it. So yeah, I mean, if there are no questions.
Someone asked, like, who discovered the hand in the video. I don't remember who first posted it in the other Marble Talk chat in the Marble base, but I imagine there were a few people who caught it like before then. Like, there's no one person who found it, as far as I'm aware. But like, it was definitely made public to a lot of people, and it just kind of spun out of control. And again, like, if you want to see footage of it, there is a clip of the one at Lab 16 on the Twitter channel at World Marb. You can find it there. They just made their Twitter like 3 days ago, and they already have over 100 followers because of this. It's ridiculous.
They're catching in on the fame, But who is World Marble? Do we know who that is? Is it someone we know? Or just kind of
personally don't know. I personally don't know who runs it. I might have talked with him, and I just don't know that their username is associated with it. But
it's Ocho. It's Ocho. Oh, of course it's Ocho.
Ocho. Oh, okay.
I should have known.
Well, good job, Ocho.
No, it's not Droid. Droid is not Ocho. I don't know, unless it is Droid. But I should have known that, right? If there's anyone who's gonna stir up the pot there, right? It would be Ocho. Listen. No disrespect to Ocho. Ocho did the right thing, actually. Ocho did the right thing because Ocho is a serious Marble Sports fan. He's a serious Marble Sports fan. He's as serious as me and Waf about it. So in his eyes, this is a Marble Sports sin, you could say. And so he's doing the right thing, I'd say, in bringing out his ideas about this, saying that in his opinion, as a serious Marble Sports fan, this is not okay. Okay? And then any other fan out there that sees the posts or anything gets to decide, am I a serious Marble Sports fan where I think this is not okay, or am I not, more a casual Marble Sports fan where I think this is passable as long as it doesn't happen that often in the future, or pretty much as long as I don't see it happen in the future, right? And that's really where you have to make your decision. So I think Ocho is fine to be doing something like that, to be exposing, you could say, because it's important that the serious Marble Sports fans knows what's going on so they can make their own decision based on the facts. I mean, it's facts. You can see the hand in the video. There are no opinions here. There are opinions on this podcast all the time, but there are no opinions about the situation. It happened, right? So this is one of the reasons actually that I did decide to leave, because this is a non-opinionated discussion. There is no room for, people may be misreading the situation, people, blah, blah. No, there aren't any room for that. This is factual. This happened. You can actually go to the video and see it happen. Well, you can't now, but if you see the clips, you can see the clips of it.
So I'm reading the post more carefully. Like, many fans are asking why you attacked us again. World Marb, I think actually respond bits. I think that he's referring to the post that World Marb made, but World Marb is like not actually officially associated with JMR. So like basically Fubeca was interpreting it incorrectly as like, oh, this is JMR attacking us. Like, no, this is just another social media like posting like factual evidence of him doing something wrong. That's
a shame too, and that happened a few times. I mean, a lot of the reason that I would kind of defend Fubeca in the past when we had these Marble Sports dramas is because a lot of the mistakes he made that people got upset about were because he, with the language barrier and it's kind of a lack of understanding of the Marble Sports community because he doesn't speak the same language really. It kind of showed and accidentally, inadvertently. That's redundant. Came out during those times, thinking because just because I talked to him a lot. There were times where he kind of thought a certain thing, but it was really another thing because he misread the situation. He didn't understand all the words. So that happened, and that's why, like in the past, I defend him, but. When there's hard evidence right here that it happened, and, his response, I kind of don't really think about his response, like what he said there. That's not really important to me, how he, went out JMR or whatever, because I figured he probably was just being stupid. He didn't really understand what was going on, or he misinterpreted things, language barrier. I'll give him all the benefit of those doubt, but there is no benefit of the doubt. There's no language barrier that can change the fact that he put his hand and messed with the marbles. So that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line, right? I mean, you have to do it somewhere, and that's where it's going to be for me. I'm a serious Marble Sports fan. I'm going to be a serious Marble Sports fan. I don't care how silly you think it is. The Marbles are athletes, and they have their own minds, and they race, and they roll, and they're doing their thing. Don't touch them. They're just trying to race. They're just trying to live their own 16-millimeter lives, man. That'll be the next. Civil rights movement book. Their 16-millimeter lives. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't Glass Car 22-millimeter?
Waff, are you trying to get me to just mute you right now?
Okay, but it's just like if you're worried about World Mar being a drama only channel, they're not. Again, they're so young that they haven't had a chance to talk about anything else. But they have brought something called Marble League Baseball, which sounds cool as heck. I've seen a trailer of what it looks like, so they're not it's not just a drama channel, so. If you worry about if you're not interested in drama, World Marble do other things. It's from what I can see, and hey, if this Marble League baseball thing turns out to be pretty cool, we might actually talk about this on the show. Actually, this.
Dude, God knows we need more things to talk about, right? I mean,
Yeah, we lost one, but hey, I think we're about to get another a cooler one here. It's what it sounds like. I mean, baseball. I haven't seen that before.
And listen, guys, you guys out there who listen to me every week, I don't know why you listen to me every week. I mean, I know you listen to WAF too. I know you're probably here for WAF. All right, I know I'm just here kind of, putting gaps between WAF's wise words. I understand that. But if you guys want us to cover certain Marble Sports things that you think are super unique, super cool, super you have to talk about this, it's crazy, you gotta send me the links, man. You gotta. Because how am I going to know about them if you don't send me the links? All right, so your job as people who like to listen to this and listen to me and Waf cover all these interesting things is to go, if you see something really cool in Marble Sports that's not JMR, because, I mean, we know what's going on in JMR all the time, you need to send, or MSPN, we already know that. We know about MSPN too. You don't have to send us that. You can go, if you see anything else that's worth talking about in Marble Sports, maybe a specific video we can cover for a thing or for an episode or something, just send us a link. Send us a link. DMs in the Discord, which you can join. Link in the description. I think it's there. It's probably not actually, but you can find it. I think the link is in like all the description of the actual posted episode.
Oh yeah, I should probably actually.
Oh, this is when it's the posted episode. Yeah, like stuff like that.
I should probably actually tell. So there's a link to the YouTube channel.
Just
okay, so
DM me.
So everybody can check it out. So they've done a player. So it's literally just called Marble League Baseball. It's a small channel, so it might be difficult for it to show up in your search list. But if you go to World Marb's Twitter, like they have retweeted some of their tweets, so you can find a link to their channel there. So like, yeah, I'll definitely be checking this out later. I think it should be. Hopefully, it'll be very fun. I'd love to talk about it on the show.
Yeah. And pretty much you guys are responsible for getting us to talk about things that aren't JMR and aren't MSPN and aren't random like Fubeca stuff, because you guys bring those unique things. We'll cover them, kind of thing. So there you go. That's balls. The marble is in your court there. The marble's in your side of the collision arena. What?
I guess to clarify also, it's written as baseball is two separate words, so to help you find it there that way as well.
I hope that's a typo.
Marble League Baseball, like all four separate words.
Isn't that just bad like writing?
I mean, I'm gonna judge it on content. They can have a crazy name if they want to. I think I'm fine with it. It's whatever. I'm just interested in seeing baseball from marbles, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to keep our eyes on that, and we'll check back with you regarding that in the next episode, maybe. Hopefully, yeah. But yeah, like I said, message me. You can add us on Twitter at _MSW podcast. Why am I not plugging the Twitter? _MSW podcast. Follow it now. If you listen to this every week and you're not following us on Twitter, I just can't even comprehend why you would do that. Like I can't even like get my mind wrapped around that fact. So go do that, _MSW podcast, and then you can just at me like all the time. Just do it every day, every hour with some random marble related thing. And you know what? If I like it, we'll cover it on the podcast. You can at me saying, I like cake. I love cake. I like pie.
Who doesn't love
though.
Cake, man?
I don't know. People who don't like cake.
I mean,
and probably Team Momo.
I guess you're not wrong.
Probably the Mini Maniacs don't really like cake, you know? Probably the Bumblebees don't like cake. Hubelino doesn't like cake. Freaking Hubelino. Hubelino.
The Hubelino teams love cake, I'll have you know.
Hubelino. Hubelino. Anyways, what am I talking about right now? I think we should move to the trivia segment. Yeah, I think we've beaten down the Fubeca thing enough. Again, guys, if you're in the live right now or if you're just listening to this afterwards, please, if you have more questions and comments regarding this topic, this is a pretty big topic. Please comment them. Please send me messages. Please at me on _MSW podcast and talk about them, because we want to make sure we're as clear and transparent about this, because remember, this is a big decision. I'm stopping doing commentary. I'm stopping talking about them on the podcast. I'm stopping being the president of FMRC over this thing. So if you really have questions, if you really have opinions, if you really have just things you want to get out regarding this, now is the time to message us and let us know about this so that we can cover them and we can be as clear and transparent and open and all the words that are similar to window.
Then we can put it behind us finally.
We can put it behind us and we can move forward and we can hope Mellow Yellow does better in the next event, right? Without further ado, let's go to the trivia segment, and then when we come back, we'll cover a little bit of JMR and wrap this one up.
All right.
Is the trivia music playing?
Trivia music has played. Yes.
You know that every time I say this, I'm really just like awkwardly putting in. This is an awkward transition.
I don't know if how many more recent episodes you've listened to, but every time you do that, JM intentionally will do it later and then cut you off.
So is the trivia music playing now?
Now it's time for the trivia segment. Come on now, let's go. Go.
Is it playing now?
I don't know.
Is it playing now? Is it doing now?
I don't know.
What about now? Now? JM,
Brennan.
I'm giving you so many nows. JM, I'm going to make this hard for you. Now?
Stop, Brennan.
No, wait. Okay, we're not in the trivia segment right now. So hopefully the music didn't play before because we're not in it. All right, we're not in it now. We're not in it. And then we're going to be in it.
Brennan, we're at 40 minutes now. Let's go. Come on.
Wait, okay. When I say go, play the trivia music. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Limers. Ha, see, I got you.
Okay,
I totally put it there. All right, 3,
anyways,
2,
no.
1. T-Momo. Ooh, I got him. All right, hey, go. Ha, see? Caught you off guard.
Stop.
Play that trivia music. We're in the trivia segment right now.
Okay, anyways, let's. I have a question from.
Are we in the trivia segment yet?
Yes, we're in the trivia segment. I'm starting the trivia segment, Brendan.
I'm sorry. I was just messing. All right? We're just trying to keep it lighthearted here. All right, go ahead.
I appreciate it. But, okay. All right, so I have a trivia question from Bakshuma. So, this one is very hard. I don't think either of us are going to get this, but name the marbles that are tied for the most individual medals.
Wow, that is a tough question.
Yeah.
So I'm naming like actual marbles here. Like I'm naming singular marbles, not teams. And we're talking Marble League, right?
Yeah. So I think Razzie has a good track record of getting medals. So that's one. So I think Razzie. I imagine who's the best from the Savage Speeders? Is it Rapidly or Wizzy? Rapidly. Okay, so
Wizzy's garbage compared to Rapidly.
Really? Oh,
Wizzy is literally a limer compared to Rapidly's just unmatched performance out there in the Marble League world. In fact, you shouldn't even speak Wizzy's name in the same sentence as Rapidly.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But, so
understood.
I think
Understood.
Rapidly, Razzie, and like it doesn't say this too. It could be literally any number of marbles that are tied with it. So
I would go with Rapidly. I would go with Rezzy. Because if you said Razzie, I'll go Rezzy.
Okay.
Because I feel like Rezzy is like really important, and I'll go with
Rezzy's pretty good too, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I'll go with like just based on. I'll go with like Kinowin. I feel like Kinowin's always doing something out there. You know, being a little orange. You know. We'll go with Kinowin.
I guess so.
I'll go with Rapidly, Rezzy, and Kinowin. That's the final answer. It's probably not correct, but here.
I'll go with Rapidly, Razzie, and. Part of me feels like one of the Mellow Yellow marbles does pretty good. Like they're before this, they were consistently near the top a lot.
They maybe throw like a yell up in there. I mean, hey, what's a Marble League without a yell up? To be honest.
Although, actually, maybe I should go for a team that's consistent because like, they did do bad like in 2018, right? Like they weren't that great in 2018. So, or like maybe a Orangean, I guess. Just you know what? Actually, I'll be weird. I'll just do 2: Rapidly and Rezzy. I think Rezzy. Yeah.
I'm gonna Kinowin, Rapidly, and Rezzy. All right.
Or Razzie. Sorry, I was Razzie. You're Rezzy. Okay.
Watch it be like Bolty or something. You know.
So,
all right, go ahead.
So here the answer is oh my gosh, wow. There's a lot. It's Rapidly. We were right there.
Oh yes, Rapidly.
Speedy.
Speedy. Wow.
Wizzy.
I guess I was wrong about Wizzy. I'm sorry, Wizzy. I love you.
Three from Savage Speeders. Then we have Starry.
What are the odds of that? I mean, they win everything.
And then Starry, and then Yellow. So there's 5 marbles tied for like individual medals.
I was gonna say Starry, but I just kind of always thought she was just a one event.
That was a really good question, Bakshuma. I gotta say that I really like that.
That was a tough one. Like that was not one I was gonna get. Yellow, I don't know. I leaned away from Mellow Yellow just because they're doing bad, but I mean this year. But they've actually been pretty good. So I should have actually thought about their consistency and gotten that Mellow Yellow. That was a great question. The fact that 3 Savage Speeders are tied for the top gold medal shows that, like, really lines up with the fact that they've...
I think just total medals.
Total medals. It lines up with the fact that they've top 5'd every year in Marble League so far. And to be honest, even though the Mini Maniacs are killing it right now, Savage Speeders are in no way... especially after their performance in the recent event, they're in no way going to be slouches here.
Well,
this most recent
event, they're finally coming back. So
no, yeah. Well, I mean, come on. What did you expect? You think the Savage Speeders are going to lay down and die after 2 events?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Oh,
I mean, like, that is an outrage, in my opinion. If you think that, I am absolutely done. If you think that's going to happen, if you think that's going to happen, you obviously have knew nothing about Marble sports history. It is the Savage Speeders are the most unlikely to not succeed.
Akanon says that that was actually incorrect. There are a few marbles missing apparently. Apparently Razzie and Kinowin should be part of that list too, according to him.
I was right about Kinnaman then. I knew Kinnaman was like the best O-Ranger.
However, I can't tell if he's joking or not, or if he's actually being serious.
Well, Kaysen just said okay, Akanon, so Kaysen is correct always.
So apparently, Kinnaman has a golden long jump, silver in water race, silver in funnels. That's 3. Razzie has a silver in funnels, silver in hurdles, and bronze in sand. So that's 3 again. So I guess we can. I guess Bakshuma, Razzie, and Kinnaman. Oh yeah. So I guess Bakshuma forgot this too. So, but again, we still were wrong because we didn't list them all either.
No, we wouldn't have guessed 7. I mean, like, come on. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'll have our trivia. I'll have my trivia submitted by S-Man from the ML Facts Instagram. Go follow that. It's called marble.league.facts. He posts facts about the marble.league, as you might imagine. He also posts facts about other non-marble.league competitions, so it's a little bit of a misleading name, but he still does post facts about the marble.league. So he's like 50% there, right? Go follow him. He needs more than how many followers he has. You can be +1 to his follower account. Why not do that? You have nothing else to do. You're just sitting at home right now waiting out this virus, so you might as well go subscribe to him. By the way, I hope everybody is staying safe because your safety is important as Marble's safety, to be honest. We do not put Marble's safety above the fan safety because then if there's no fans, there's no marbles. All right, anyway, that's enough of that. Here's S-Man's trivia question. How many gold medals did the Savage Speeders get in 2019?
In 2019?
I'm going to go 3. It's a solid answer. You're really overthinking this one, Wuff.
Well, in 2019, I think, didn't they have 2019? They started out with 2 back-to-back golds, so I think it was.
Oh wow, yeah, I remember they did. I think it was 3 though.
So,
I don't think they did good.
At least 2 minimum.
Definitely 3. I'm very confident about 3
but
right now. It might be 4, but I'm confident about 3.
Wait, he's adding us. Hold on, wait. It's like 2018. 2018.
Oh,
okay.
2018. Oh, okay. Well, then that
changes things.
They did not win the 2018. They won 2016.
They got third.
They did 5th. No, that was 2019. They got third.
It was 1-3-3-5, right? So 2016, 17, 18.
Yeah, I always forget. I thought it was 1-2-3-5. Am I wrong? Okay, whatever.
No, it was 1-3-3-5.
Whatever. Okay, relax.
1-2-2-5. Oh, okay. Well, what? Either way.
1-2-2-5. Wow. All right, but yeah. So I mean, I would say I'm still gonna stick with 3. I feel like you're not gonna get. Savage Speeders are a 3 gold team. They're a 3 gold team. All right, 3 gold team.
Just a fact.
That's just a fact. You want to argue me with that? Then you're going to be arguing with someone who runs a Marble Sports podcast.
I guess
3 gold team all the way.
I'll go with 2 just to have a different answer.
Yeah, I like the diversity, Waff, but they're a 3 gold team. I'm going to check the answer right now. It is 0.
It was 0?
Wow. They got second place with 0 golds in 2018. How about that?
Yeah,
just shows you how unimportant gold medals are. To be honest, that really was that shows me.
It's all consistency is more important than medals.
No, that's why I guess mellow yellow for this year. Like you guys, like people ask, like why you mellow yellow, right? But mellow yellow is not like a gold team. They're not a team that always gets gold, but they are a team who's usually consistent. That's why I went with them. Consistency is the most important thing in actually doing well in the Marble League. So that's why I went with them for this year. They're suffering right now, and as I said before. By the end of Event 6, I have a chance to switch my secondary pick, Crazy Cat's Eyes, with my primary pick for the overall victory, Mellow Yellow. So by then, by the after Event 6, we will sit here and we will argue that out. We will decide, because this is the MSW pick, which means Waff has to actually have a say in that. So yeah, Waff, just in case you were wondering, that's the MSW prediction. You have to think about that as well.
That's true.
So we have so Mellow Yellow has 3 events. They suck right now. They honestly... Okay, let's go back to the trivia. JM, get that rolling right now. Do the music. Blah, 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 blah,
yeah.
blah. 3, 2, 1, Limers. 3, 2, 1, go. There you go, music.
That was the trivia segment. Now let's head back to the show. The show, oh!
Alright, are we back? Okay, good. Yeah, so back to JMR. We're just rolling right into it here. CCE fan... Yeah, someone just in the live chat. Yeah, CCE was one of my first picks. And the reason that is because I don't know if you guys on the show have heard me, but there's this one series called Warriors that I really like. It's about cats, the book series. I've been reading it since like ever. So I love cats. Even though I don't have a cat, I love cats in theoretical terms. So I love the Crazy Cat's Eyes. How could you not? Meow meow, right? So so they're always have a soft spot there, and they're actually a pretty good team when you look at it. They're like the dark horse Mellow Yellows in my opinion. Mellow Yellow is more known for its consistency, while Crazy Cat's Eyes are usually pretty consistent, but they're less noticed. So Crazy Cat's Eyes this year are doing very well. And they were my secondary pick for the overall victory, while Mellow Yellow was my first, like I said. So we have to make that decision after Event 6, because after Event 6, your pick is locked, all right? Because that's where really it's going to be decided.
Well, there's 16. There's 16 events this time, so
yeah.
So wouldn't it be? I thought you were going like the halfway point, right?
No, not the halfway point. That's too late. My opinion on this is that first, if it's 16 events. After Event 6 is where it gets serious, right? You can do terrible for the first 6 events, but if you turn around and consistently do well for the last, what would that be, 10? For the last 10, you can actually turn the season around and actually do really well, top 3 or even win the season. You can't do that from 8 to 8. If you do bad through the first 8 and then do good for the last 8, I don't even think normally you're not going to be able to even take a win. But after 6 is where really you're going to be separating the wheat from the chaff in this season. And where it gets real. So that's where we have to make our decision on the picks. Obviously, we don't have any team to pick from. We just have the 2 that we went with at first. But still, we can make a switch on those if we want to by the end of 6. That's our made-up rules for predicting the winner of Marble League. That's our made-up rules. So enjoy those if you want to. Right?
I think that's fair. I'm still sticking with my Momo. Like they're actually doing pretty good this year. They've been consistent.
No, yeah, and they're actually doing good. I'm actually surprised about how they're doing. I mean, the more surprising thing is the Mini Maniacs. I mean,
oh my gosh, yeah. Let's talk about again another gold medal. Like this is their second gold medal ever, and like it's the same year that they got their first. Like this, like they have brought their A game, and I'm so excited for it.
Dude, it's unbelievable. That is the beauty of uninterfered with marble sports. You really get these, and because if you actually watch the final endurance event, the Mini Maniacs did not look like they were going to win.
No, they didn't.
They were like about to fall down the last funnel, and then just the way the chaos ensued with all the other marbles coming through the funnel, they were just knocked around. All of a sudden, a minute later, Greg couldn't even keep up with it. Minty's the last one to fall through, dude. That is pure chaos in marble sports. That's why I love the green funnels, because you can get more marbles in there at once. That's really the genius of them, because in the orange funnels, if too many marbles got in the funnel, then you just have a bunch start falling through because it's just too small. The green ones, you can get all 8 of them in there at once, and it really causes some chaos. And literally, marbles who are in first place can go immediately to last, and vice versa. That's kind of why I wish it was set up different, where you had like maybe hit them with 3 orange funnels first, small orange funnels, then go to the 4 big, and then go hit them with 3 more small orange. Because I feel like it is a little bit unfair that the first place leader could then lose in the last funnel if all the marbles are in the same funnel. I feel like it's a little bit unfair. But I feel like there should be like orange funnels should encapsulate the green ones. But that's just my opinion. But
you mean in between them?
Yeah. Like the green funnels should be in between orange funnels, because I think it would be more fair overall.
That's an interesting idea, actually.
Yeah, because I feel like the green funnel at the end, you really do get all 8 marbles in there, and it becomes kind of unfair. It's so fair that it's unfair, because it's kind of like it doesn't matter if I stay in the lead right now. We're just all going to be in the same funnel at the end, anyways. Kind of thing. So
right,
I feel like it should be three oranges. I just wanted to hear that bang. Hit them right there. Hit them with 4 greens. Hit them with those 4 greens or 5 greens. Hit them right there. Boom. Hit them back with 3 oranges. End out the funnel endurance race. That's how I think about it.
Yeah. I guess going on the other end, like Mellow Yellow, like they're doing Oceanics is doing. We kind of been ignoring them this season, but they are also doing terrible. Like Oceanics have not recovered since then. I think it's safe to say that changing that coach hasn't really done anything for them.
But I say they're going to finish middle of the pack. They're not going to suck, but they're not going to win.
I hope they're going to improve, but just looking at the initial scores here after just the first 3 events, they're still they're only just
Waff,
barely
they
above
qualified though. Waff, let's look at that. Like the stakes were as high as ever. In
They
this
did
year's
qualify.
Marble League, you have 20 teams. You're narrowing, not 20 teams. Yeah, you have 20 teams. You're narrowing those motherfuckers down to 12 from the qualifiers. The Oceanics were able to be better than 8 teams and actually weren't at the bottom of the qualifiers either. So like I feel like they're a middle of the pack team. They're not going anywhere. Do not expect to see the Oceanics atop the podium by the end of the year. All right, if you're expecting that, then you should honestly go watch Glass Cards.
What an absolute trip that would be!
That would be crazy.
I'm surprised that Minty Maniacs is winning this right now. But if the Oceanics wins this, I'm gonna lose it.
What if it became an Oceanics Mini Maniacs and Thunderbolts battle or something like that? Just 3 teams that nobody even thinks about winning.
Bumblebees,
yeah. That'd be hilarious. It'd be out of nowhere.
I mean, Bumblebees, Hazers, and Greenucks are tied right now for 7th.
See, that could go anywhere. That's why I'm saying Event 6 is really where it gets serious, because you're really in the place where a lot of teams are actually still tied and very close in points. So that's why I do say Event 6. But yeah, man, I have no idea where this is going to go. Listen, I thought Mellow Yellow was going to come out as they did in the qualifiers. They did well in the qualifiers and come out consistent, come out ready, come out performing at the peak of their abilities. But I mean, they're kind of underwhelming this year, and I don't really know how else to think about it. I hope they do turn it around here in Newton's Cradle. Again, that is a new event, so you're going to see a lot of teams struggle with this new event since it's not ever seen before. And luck could really turn again in the way of the Mini Maniacs.
You just reminded me of Newton's Cradle, dude. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Look, I think what's gonna happen is a marble's gonna go down a ramp and it's gonna hit the cradle and launch the ball, kind of
launch another marble. That would be cool.
I think that's what's gonna happen. Dude, I love seeing the new events in Marble League. Oh, it's so cool.
Dude, I love when they come up with new ones, man. I love when they come up with because there's no better thing. There is no better thing in this world than when JMR comes up with a new event in Marble League. I mean,
Bakshuma says, if the Bumblebees get on the final podium, I will make a song about them. Well, this is now on the internet forever, Bakshuma. So you must now be held. We're gonna hold you to that.
Muted right now.
So
pause for WAF technical difficulty. Oh, there we go. He's back. He's back. Wait.
Did you hear what I said though?
No, I didn't. Restart. Now you're here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did have it. So I guess just restate it again. Bakshuma says, if the Bumblebees get on the final podium, I will make a song about them. So I'm going to hold you to that now. So the entire community now knows that you said this.
Listen, I've made a couple wrong predictions, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you something right, 100% right now. You're not going to see the Bumblebees on the final podium. You're not going to see the Bumblebees on the final podium. You're not going to see the Bumblebees on the final podium.
What if we do? What if we do?
There's no way. If I see the Mini Maniacs and the Bumblebees on the final podium, I'm done, man. I'm done. I just can't.
I want to see it so bad. Just because I know it'll mess with you.
No, dude. How can two Tubolino teams get on the final podium in Marble League? What? You can't happen, man.
Next year, the Blackjacks and the Gliding Glaciers come back.
Yes, Bakshuma. If you see the Bumblebees on the final podium, I will duet with you the song.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I know you're gonna be rooting for Bumblebees now, guys. Don't root for Bumblebees. I don't want to sing for you guys, but that was a bad bet. I should not have agreed to that. Actually, I just realized that. But I'm just so confident that the Bumblebees aren't as good as you think they are. It's gonna be okay. We're going to be... deep breath. Breathe in, Brendan. Bumblebees are not that good. Mini Maniacs are not that good. Hubelina's just overall not that good. Breathe out, Brendan. I'm good.
So he says to the Minty Maniacs with 3 medals, 65 points, and the Bumblebees at the middle of the pack, tied with 2 of the greatest teams you've seen.
It literally keeps me awake at night. It kept me awake at night the night I watched that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. How are they actually doing that? It doesn't make sense that they're that good. I mean, the only reason it kept me awake at night is because I watched it at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was fuming, dude. I was fuming. Like when I was watching the final thing and the Mini Maniacs were in, I was like, okay, maybe they'll just get 5th and it's okay, and you can be okay. But they went down there, and as soon as all the commotion was happening, I saw Cyanide go from 1st place to 8th. I was like, oh. And then when I saw the Mini Maniacs rolling at the end, I was like, I just flipped out. I was like, no.
I wasn't
that
even
didn't just happen.
The Cat's Eyes are doing great too this year. Like they're not. They're really more near the bottom or middle. But this year they're
doing
third.
very good. That's why I said that by event 6 we may be switching our secondary and primary picks for overall victor, or MSW will be, because I know you have your own personal picks.
Wait, I'm sorry. What I was reading some of the chats. What were you saying?
I just said that our Cat's Eyes is the MSW current secondary pick for overall victor.
Yeah, I really do have a soft spot for the Cat's Eyes. Like this year is bananas. Like there's some consistencies, like the Oceanics doing bad and stuff, but then there are weird ones like Savage Speeders. Like, while they got a bronze this event, they're still near the bottom. Mellow Yellow, they didn't do good in 2018, but they usually do well. And now the Cat's Eyes, who normally who are now at the top. Minty Maniacs are at the top. Like, this is going to be so good, dude.
But maybe it's because it's so flipped out right now is because maybe these veteran teams are getting old. Maybe 5 years is really as long as these teams can go before maybe they have to consider getting a new round of rookies up in there.
Well, I mean, the Rangers are still up there. The Rangers are still up there.
But the Rangers are Rangers, man. I mean, what are you going to say about the Rangers at this point?
But Savage Speeders are Savage Speeders, dude.
Yeah, Savage Speeders. Dude, you're just saying words at me right now. I don't know what to say about them, right? I know, but I don't know, man. But like I'm just saying, maybe we're a couple years away from teams like Savage Speeders, O-Rangers, and Mellow Yellow considering bringing up some rookies at this point, man. Like, I mean, like there's something got to change, all right? Because you're right. These teams that we see as the strong teams aren't coming out as strong as we expect them to come out, all right? And that's
except for the O-Rangers. And the
Except
Racers.
for the O-Rangers. Except for the O-Rangers. Yep.
And the Wisps.
The Raspberry Racers aren't really veterans. They are not veterans.
Well, this is their third year.
But like I consider them veterans next year.
And then the Wisps are also doing good again. So,
I forget about the Raspberry Racers usually. I always forget about them because they feel like, they're not like the big three. Like the big three in my mind are Savage Speeders, O-Rangers, Mellow Yellow, and if you wanted a big 5,
they are.
I would throw
of course,
Wisps in there.
They kind of cemented that after that final event of 2016. Like they really are kind of like the big 3 of the series.
Yeah. Like those are the big 3, and everybody else is just kind of doing the best they can to beat them, right?
It's kind of like how in marching band, like there's like the Blue Coats, the Blue Devils, and then the Cavaliers. I believe is the other one that people consider to be one of the best.
Yeah, for those who understand marching band, exactly. Wait, what?
Someone might crucify me for saying the Cavaliers are compared to them, but you know what? I think they're pretty great. I actually don't know how many times they've won DCI, but it's whatever. My drum corps knowledge is not nearly as
Sorry, I had to pause for a second because
good.
I was interrupted.
I thought that I had some connection issues, so
no.
That's good.
Oh no, am I just really good at covering? Oh no, I forgot the latency is low. So on the YouTube, it's just some people coming in. They heard my excitement about the Marble League, and they come in and it's like, oh my god, are the O-Rangers actually going to do good this year? No, that's not what they said. It was a completely unrelated question. But I can tell you that they should have come in just bursting with excitement about the Marble League. I mean, who wouldn't? And all of a sudden, my camera doesn't work.
Yeah, some of them point out it was one of the funnel races with the Savage Speeders and the Galactics. Like they, I think Astro, like some people point out how Astron kind of like lipped out of the hole real quick and allowed or Wizzy, I think, lipped out of the hole and allowed Astron a chance. I can't remember what the context was, but like people wonder if maybe one of the athletes actually helped each other to make it through. It's I forgot a lot about the funnel race and endurance. I'm not gonna lie, because everything that happened, my mind has been elsewhere. I've forgotten a lot of the individual moments, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, there you go. The camera officially is off for the rest of this episode, but it's not that long because we are at an hour and 4 minutes right
honestly,
now.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've been talking marbles for longer than 2 humans should be able to talk marbles.
I mean, we've talked for 2 hours back in the old days, dude.
Dude, yeah. The first that one episode, I actually almost considered changing the podcast to a part A and B situation for some reason.
Well, we did. We did it for the Melicus, the first Melicus
episode. But yeah, there was an episode where we literally talked with Melicus about marbles for 2 hours. 2 hours talking about marbles.
Oh my gosh, dude, it was insane.
Oh, and now that I am not currently working with shit. Currently working with Fubeca anymore. I think that the chances are back that Melik may be able to come out on the podcast in the future. Because the only thing that was really a big deal was that he couldn't come on a podcast that was associated with the competitor to JMR. So we may be able to see him in the future. I'm not promising anything. Because I could get hit with a meteor in the next 10 minutes and we could never have a podcast again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying that it's a possibility now that things are looking different right now. So, yeah, there you have it, guys. That's gonna be the end of the show. I hope you really enjoyed listening to both topics today. We got to dive into just our crazy disbelief about the current state of the Marble League this year and all the teams that are just performing well or performing not so well. And we, of course, covered the whole Fubeca situation and how we feel about that as well. So, like I said, again, guys, if you have comments, questions, or links to stuff you want us to talk about on the show, leave those to us at MSW Podcast, at _MSW Podcast on Twitter. And, or just join the Discord, link in the description usually for that. And you can join the... you can do that, and you can DM me all you want. You can just bother the crap out of me about marbles. That's what I do. Listen, guys. Listen. My name on Discord is literally Marble Guy. I just banged the table again.
He is the Marble Guy.
So I mean, like, what are you gonna do about that? All right, right? So I mean, like, this is what you guys gotta do. You gotta bother us about marbles, and so we can go talk about some more marbles on the show. But that's besides the point. I think I hope you guys enjoyed it. So
yes, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Again, apologies for being so more serious today, but it's done. It's out of the way, and we can move on.
We did not stay serious after the trivia segment.
After the trivia segment, it's always out the window.
Oh, yeah. Usually the trivia segment in our podcast marks when it's just going to start to go downhill, okay? So if you like the downhill part, you just fast forward to the trivia. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the podcast. Don't forget all the things I just said that was supposed to end it a minute ago, but we've added ending things. I'm terrible at ending these things. How do you end a podcast? I don't know.
This. I'll show you. Roll on, Marble Sports fans.